You're now listening to PM Tonga.
You're listening to PM Tonga with John Pulu.
Whakatulo watu hou e ki pia moe kakai whanua malo e tau mau e fia fini. Fia au peto ai polokalama I he whainga maari e koula koe ni ke tau ki I wakai ai ki Amerika lahi. He oku taritari mai ai kaunanga koe ni ko Hola Motu'apuaka. Now she is a prominent Tongan entrepreneur and businesswoman living in California, USA. Hola and her husband Bill Tuatonga are the founders and directors of Status Sparkling Wine, a premium brand in the US. She joins us now. Hola, malo e tau mau e ahoni, ke si fe hake.
Oh my gosh, mausai pe malo e tau lava.
Taritari fia koe hola he polokalama. And look, it's awesome to learn a bit more about you, but tell us your Tongan connection and then we'll get into find out a little bit more about Status Sparkling Wines. Tell us your Tongan connection.
Absolutely. First off, go fifa malo atu kati koe ko mai I whainga maari e koe ni so that I could come and just meet you all and for giving me this platform to speak. But as far as my Tongan connection, both of my mother and my father are from Tonga. My father is Sione Alai Moana Motu'apuaka. I am the granddaughter of Alai Pulotu Motu'apuaka and Hola Mataere Motu'apuaka. And my mother is Losaline Sikahema. She's the daughter of Ta'ila Fulivai and Vayangina Sikahema. So those are both of my parents and
Beautiful.
my grandparents. And so that's my Tongan connection.
Oh, yeah.
And then I married a brilliant man by the name of Viliami, Viliami Tuatonga, who's the son of Tevita Tuatonga and Mele Tuatonga.
Whawhetai, pia koe anga whangatonga whokia, we always acknowledge our roots and our family connection. He koe taimini ihi ku fia e kāinga moe mātua, and I'm sure your ancestors are happy and proud to hear their names being shared on air as well as online. Ka koe whainga maere fo koe ni, you are based in the United States, and you're the founder and owner of Status Sparkling Wines. Tell us a little bit about this product. And I do like sparkling wines, by the way. No, not hinting or anything. But tell us how you got into this particular job and business.
Well, I'll tell you, gosh, we could be here all day, but the shortest story I could give you is I've always been an entrepreneur. Before I met my husband, I had owned my own business. Well, I'd say I've known my husband since I was 12 years old, but before I
Wow.
dated my husband,
Go yeah.
I'd owned my own business. And I've had a lot of businesses that were successful, but also failed. Successful, failed. Hey? O pehepe mo ui. You go up and down,
Oh, yeah.
you succeed, you fail. Everything is like that. And this final phase where we decided about over 10 years ago, when me and my husband decided we were going to start another business, we kept thinking to ourselves, what business can we do that will always be in demand? What kind of business can we do that will not go through an economic crisis where it will not be something that people will, want to buy? So I thought maybe we should do gas, like gasoline.
Go yeah. Go yeah.
Because petroleum, always, you need it for the car. But of course, how in the world could I afford to start a gas station?
Company. Go yeah.
So so long story short, my husband and I, we were celebrating our anniversary, and I came up with the idea while we're ordering from the menu, you know what? This is what we're going to do. Look, no matter what, we celebrate our anniversary. If it's a loss of some sort, we celebrate by ordering something, a wine of some sort. If you're happy, if you're sad, if you're rich, if you're poor, regardless, you're literally, this product is always going to be in demand. And that's literally how I came up with the idea. But my husband looked at me like, oh woman, you are just, you're crazy, or you've had too much to drink, because you have no idea what it takes to be in the alcohol business. You have no idea what it takes to be in the wine business. And to his surprise, before he woke up the next day, in the morning, I was already on the phone. I was already making phone calls, on what I needed to do to start a liquor business and how do I get a liquor license. And my husband was like, are you still tipsy, or is this really you? And needless to say, by less than 10 months later, we had launched our first product in the liquor
Wow.
business. But the reason why we got into it was just because I was so fed up of working 9 to 5 jobs, making lots of money for other people, working so hard for other people, making them a lot of money. And I figured, if I can do it for another company, why can't I figure out how to do it for myself and for my family? And why can't I teach other people how to do it too? And so that's where, I was just super determined. And so we eventually, like I said, from that dinner, within 10 months, we had launched our first product. We had gotten federally approved with a liquor license. I learned how to formulate, distill product. I learned how to manufacture vodka and create products and get the licensing for it, how to get it approved by the FDA, all that stuff. So I had learned it in
Wow.
10 months. And then we decided to buy our first glass bottles and get everything produced in a little small factory, learned how to put labels onto a bottle that was approved by the US federal government, learned how to obtain our first barcode that's
Wow.
global, recognized globally. So all
What a
that stuff I learned
process.
in 10 months. And then we just kind of built from there. Within, I think, the first 6 months after we launched, um, we had done several events. And then after we did a bunch of events back to back to back, we flatlined and didn't have, it seemed like we were just nothing to do. We had nothing, nowhere to go. Nobody was giving us a call.
Wow.
And before you know it, I just started calling everybody who was doing a show, a concert, anybody who was doing a birthday, a wedding, and I was asking them if I could come and showcase our beverages there. And you know, I would call anybody, say, hey, you know, I would like to come and present our new martinis. Back then, ko mau product ko na ngahi ko Milo martinis. It was a ready to drink organic lemon martini. And I apologize to everybody who's Tongan listening if my Tongan is broken. I
Okay,
already
whawhao
know.
whaka.
But listen, I love our culture, so if I slip, I'm so sorry. But long story short, Milo martinis was what we created back then. And as I started calling everybody left and right to bring our products to serve at your wedding reception or wherever, oh, vale, we got a call from the Emmys. And
Wow.
in the Emmys called us in 2015, which was like, less than about a year after we launched. And that was kind of like where everything started to like connect. Once we served our product at the Emmys, backstage at the Emmys, which is like the Oscar awards for all the actors and actresses in
It's
Hollywood.
huge.
Once we got there and we served there, that's when I recognized how to start to build relationships, and I'll remember, what my grandpa told me. My grandpa Vayanina Sikahema, he told me, if you don't go to school, you know, then you will need to learn how to build relationships.
Tauhiwa.
And if you can build those relationships and be humble enough, they will help you, and they'll help you meet other people that can help you grow. Feo
Wow.
himoy kakai poto, alo feo himoy kakai poto, pe te nau ofa ia te koe, pe te nau tokoni, you know, they'll help you so you can grow. if that makes sense.
That is so beautiful.
And so that's kind of like what I did.
Ko ia. Hola, ko whiawhia wehe ko whanonga tupe that, you know, I know that you've lived in the United States for a number of years. Ka ko sioge, you're still very proud of your Tongan connection. You still use aolea whakatonga.
Au pito.
Is this something you're going to incorporate or add into the Status sparkling wine brand? Is there going to be a little Tongan touch in some of your products?
You know what? Because I hold our kingdom with such high regard, and I hold our culture with such reverence. I could never cross over into Status without understanding the proper protocol, in understanding how can I incorporate our culture and our country without disrespecting, because in the alcohol world, I don't want it to seem, that it's non-recognizing of, the religious side of our country. I hope that if that makes sense,
Oh, yeah.
Because if I can incorporate our culture, I want to do it the right way. I never want to do it where it's, I don't know how to say it. I don't want to kaimumua and just throw in our culture somewhere. I would love more guidance and maybe some approval from some hierarchy that could teach me how to do it the proper way. And the only reason why I say that is because, our families, they're very religious, and, with the kingdom, they're also very, very, how can I say it? I just want to make sure that I do a good job in representing our country to where they're proud. And the reason why I say that is because you may not know this, my friend, my brother, but I was born and raised in the Mormon church.
Wow.
And so being born and raised LDS,
Ko ia.
obviously it's a little, kind of funny that I own,
a liquor, an alcohol business. Ko ia.
And so I really go out of my way to make sure that I honor, my grandparents, my parents, my siblings, and just make sure that if I do anything that incorporates our culture, that it doesn't seem like I'm trying to, that I'm trying too hard.
Ko
You know
ia.
what I mean?
Well, you want to be
Because
authentic.
at the end of the day,
Mm.
I feel like if someone asks me what's my name, I just say, "Ko kuingoa ko Hola Motu'apuaka, o kuikai ke toi eke."
Iwi. Toto atu. Toto atu. Oi se uke. Fue kafa ki ai, eh? Ka taki pe hola, I'm mindful of our time. I just really...
sorry.
Ka sai pe, ka taki pe ko hi pe ko no e ta taimi. Look, ka pau mo mea mai ho e ki pe mo ka kai whanua. Find them on Facebook, Status Sparkling Wine. You'll get to see, and hopefully one day you'll get to taste their products. So there you'll get the details. But Hola, just final quick, I'll give you 1 minute, just your advice. Ka pau waha tahak whanongo mai. You have been so honest. You told us that you've started something, you've fallen down, but you get back up again. What's your advice for someone who's female or maybe a Tongan who's going into business?
So let me tell you something. One thing about our culture is we're so humble, but sometimes we take the humility to the point where we are afraid to be confident. We sometimes mistaken confidence as arrogance. And so we're afraid. We don't want to look like we're arrogant if we're confident. I'm telling everybody, I don't care if you're man, woman, Tongan, Samoan, Fijian, you need to be confident in every single thing that you do. That's your God right. He's blessed us to be amazing, to be strong, to be great. And a lot of times we look at those things as like, oh my gosh, she's so conceited or arrogant. That's not so. That's actually showcasing all of God's gifts. So continue to keep going, keep shining, and keep being confident, no matter who looks at you like you're crazy.
O whalahi atu kia koe
Koia
hola.
te malo.
Whawhetai, malo pito e tāsi pinga lelei I he mala e o e pisinisi, but someone who is doing good work, a premium sparkling wine in the United States, and you'll never forget your Tongan roots, which is such a beautiful message for our Kainga Tonga this evening. From us here in Auckland, Tāmaki Makaurau, Malo Aupito. It's also Fijian Language Week, so vinaka vaka level from us to you, sending love and well wishes, and we'll see you again very soon, no doubt.
Thank you so much. Malo au pito, o whalahi atu, vinaka waka levu.
Vinaka vaka level, o whalahi atu holai, take care. Hau e ki pia moe kakai whanua ko Hola Motu'apuaka ia o ku kau mai ke tau polo kalama koe ni o e whiawhini. Hau e ki pia moe kāinga, tau ki wakai hene ki he whasi, ai au ku tā whaka osi I hono whakamāpa opo e tau polo